Hello, everybody. My name is Reed, and welcome to Storytime. Today we are going to be reading some Choosing Beggars stories. So, put your feet up, relax, and enjoy. How dare you not give me your top shelf liquor for free? This story took place about 7 to 10 years ago, and I will do my best to get this exactly verbatim. We lived on a base, and we lived in a neighborhood where a lot of families would go together outside and play when the weather was nice. The kids would run around, the grown-ups would play volleyball that was set up between a couple of the houses. We would also have massive barbecues where everyone would pitch in. We learned what everyone's specialties were, and that is pretty much what that person brought. Some people showed no affinity for having a specialty, which meant those people usually just showed up and they became the choosing beggars. We had one neighbor who could make the best marinated steaks, let's call him Joe. I mean, wow! I often made ribs, but I was really known for my bartending skills. I would make mudslides, margaritas, and other stuff, but everyone wanted margaritas and mudslides. Now, I have a little bit of passion for making mixed drinks. It's fun. I also really don't like cheap liquor, and this fact became an issue. Now, it all depended what we were doing for who would pitch in for what. I can say my husband and I had an agreement with Joe and his family. They agreed to purchase our steaks if we covered ribs for them when we made them, but more so I made them drinks during the get-togethers with the good stuff between $100 and $200 per bottle of Patron. I had no problem with that because we all were more than happy with the trade. I loved their steaks and they loved my drinks. Enter Choosing Beggar. I was making drinks, and even though Choosing Beggar did not bring anything to the barbecue, they were still part of the neighborhood, and I was more than willing to make them a drink. I welcomed them to my kitchen, where I had my bar set up for the party. My good liquor was in the cupboard above my head, out of sight. Me, Choosing Beggar, what would you like to drink? Choosing Beggar, one of your margaritas. Okay, what kind? The original flavor, green one, mango, strawberry, or strawberry mango? Strawberry mango. Okay, blended, right? I asked, but almost everyone wanted them blended. Yes. Do you want sugar on the rim? Yes. I went about making the drink, and Choosing Beggar is watching me and giving me a weird look. What? Why are you using Jose Cuervo? Because that is what I use during large parties? I know you give Joe and his wife drinks with your Patron, and I think you should make me a drink at least as good as the one you made them. Believe me, your drink will taste very good. Then why did you put Patron in theirs, and what kind do you put in your drinks? Well, I put Patron in mine because I like it, and I put it in theirs because they bought us our steaks. So, you aren't being nice, you are making them pay for it. I guess you could say we trade. So, if I go home and grab some chip dip, then you will have to remake my drink with the good stuff. No, I'm sorry, that is not happening. But why? Just take your drink and let's go back outside. And I show her back outside. Not 5 minutes later, I see her give the drink to her underage son, EK, Entitled Kid. Entitled Kid was 17 and was always trying to get everyone to give him drinks. His parents did, but everyone made it clear that we are not okay with it and that under no circumstances should they ever share anything they get from any of us. If they want to give something to their underage child, it is on them and them alone. At this time, Choosing Beggar was telling her husband to watch me because she is going to sneak in my house and make a drink with the good stuff. I happen to be standing next to Joe when we hear this and we look at each other. I, of course, am like, heck no. I run across the street as Choosing Beggar is just looking around but clearly heading to my house. As she makes it about 5 feet from my door, I loudly say, Choosing Beggar, what are you doing? Choosing Beggar stops and turns to face me. Joe, my husband, Joe's wife, and a couple of others who overheard what was happening by this point. Choosing Beggar had a look like she had her hand caught in a cookie jar. You seemed busy. I spilled my drink, so I was going to make myself another one. I didn't think you would mind. Joe. Yeah, that is not what you said. Choosing Beggar, Joe and I saw you give your drink to Entitled Kid, who, by the way, we all know is underage. Then we heard you say you were going into my house to take the good stuff. Well, you made me a drink with the cheap crap. You're lucky we don't call the police. In my head, I was thinking we have someone underage drinking, the alcohol came from my house, and I didn't want anyone but Choosing Beggar to get in trouble. You are being cheap. We are hanging out and you are picking and choosing who to make good drinks for, like you are up on a pedestal determining who deserves something good. Choosing beggar, if you want to chip in and supply a bottle, I will be happy to make you a drink with it. You are the one who buys the bottles to share, not me. Exactly, and now don't ask me to ever make you a drink ever again. Others chime in that unless Choosing Beggar starts bringing something equal to the barbecues, then she and her family can stop attending. This is a public street. I can come if I want to. Yes, but it does not mean we have to share with you, Choosing Beggar. Also, if I ever see entitled kid drinking alcohol again in my yard, I will call the police. And if I ever see you in my yard, I will call the police. It is our choice who we share with and how we share it. It is not your right to just take anything. If you try again, I will press charges for stealing. Dang man, I was okay with Jose Cuervo. Man, Choosing Beggar out here really choosing. I mean, come on now. Lady wanted us to pay her back for free tickets. Okay, so here's a little backstory about my college job. I work in the ticket program, the one meant for the arts, concerts, theater, and sometimes comedians and kids' TV show performances. One of the major types of musical artists that like to perform at my college in our huge venue are rappers. Back during this incident, Tyga was scheduled to perform at our venue. Due to some issues with production, Tyga canceled his tour location at our venue, meaning all people who purchased tickets to see him would get a refund from the company that bought them from them, unless they were scalped. We'll probably mention a scalping incident later in this community. Now to the day when the concert was supposed to happen. We were busy with calls of people asking if it was truly canceled, and we provided information on who they'd get their refund from. I can't remember who did it, our ticket program or the concert coordinators for Tyga, but overall, people were happy for the info we gave them. Now fast forward about an hour and a half into my shift. A lady ends up calling and it's my turn to pick up. Coworker and I would juggle calls. She asks like everyone else if Tyga canceled. I told her yes and that her ticket would get refunded. But here's the part where I got caught off guard. She got her tickets for free. I guess it was kind of my fault for saying she would get a refund for her ticket, but after a moment talking to her, she seemed to understand her ticket wouldn't be refunded. She was asking to be refunded for her babysitter for the night of Tyga's concert and for her drive to the radio station where she won the tickets from, along with the gas money there and back. At this point, I'm kind of peeved and I know I can't bite back at a customer, so I asked her to stay on the line and I would transfer her to the manager, my boss. I let him know of what she was asking and he looked annoyed but still accepted to talk to her. Now, due to how busy he is with his work for other shows coming up, he puts her on speakerphone, so me, my coworker, and the athletics ticket office employees can hear the conversation. Here's the conversation that ensued between Choosing Beggar and my boss. Not word for word as it's been a few months, but basically the rundown. Choosing Beggar, so your employee says refunds are coming to people and I want a refund. Boss, all right, I can refund your ticket. What's your order number? Note, he's acting oblivious to get the rundown from her to get confirmation on what she wants a refund for. I didn't buy the ticket. So, you didn't purchase a ticket? I want it from a radio station. Then I'm sorry, but I cannot give you a refund. Why not? It's our policy. Plus, University's name's ticket office does not give out refunds. We do some, but it's for more severe issues like a customer purchasing a ticket for a show they didn't mean to. But I need to be refunded. My daughter had to be babysat when I went to pick up the tickets I won. Plus, the babysitter was going to babysit her tonight. Gas was also expensive as it took me an hour and a half to pick up the free tickets. Again, I cannot give you a refund. Choosing Beggar now getting ticked off. Is there a problem? Nope. Then why can't I have my refund? You won the tickets, ma'am. I cannot refund you for your time to go get them. Seriously, what is wrong with you? My babysitter was expensive. I need a refund. I cannot give you a refund. I cannot give you a refund for a financial choice of your decision. Choosing Beggar, we hear a huff from her. Well then, I hope you go suck a big, fat, hairy one. At this point, my coworker and I were enjoying the bit of drama and our jaws dropped. The men working athletics also were listening and had the same expression. That's very kind of you to say. He is acting so sickeningly sweet, he's enjoying dealing with Choosing Beggar. Who is your boss? His name is blah blah. You can gladly call him if you like. I'll call him and we'll have you fired. Have a good day." She then hangs up. Thing is, I never met my boss's boss until recently. His phone number to his office isn't available on the website, only in our books and the ticket offices across campus. So this lady called the office we were all in again, thinking it was my boss's boss that would pick up. I recognize the number and tell my coworker not to pick it up as it's the crazy choosing beggar lady. Our boss answers with his name. The choosing beggar hangs up. We sadly didn't hear her that time as our boss picked up the phone that time instead of putting her on speaker. We all had a good laugh afterward and questioned the lady's sanity. Seriously, who asked for a refund on tickets you won? It was her choice to use her gas and hire a babysitter. We should not pay her back for her financial choices in time to get her free opportunity to see Tyga in concert. Good old boss. Big boss. Anyways, most definitely called the radio station next like, "Oh, I drove to get these tickets. Where's my money?" Unless she had already done that before coming to where OP was at. Interesting. Waitress Assumes We're Tipping in coins, refuses to let us leave a 20% tip in paper bills, and kicks me and my friends out of the restaurant. This story happened in 2011 when I was 14. I went out to lunch with 2 of my friends at a local restaurant. It was the kind of place that was really casual but still a sit-down restaurant. It was one of our first times eating out without our parents, but we all knew restaurant etiquette. The actual meal was uneventful, but things took a dramatic turn when we started to pay the bill and tip. None of us had debit cards yet, so we were paying in cash. We all put cash down for the bill, and after the waitress came back with our change, we began pulling the rest of our money to leave a 20% tip. After paying the main bill in cash, one of my friends and I only had coins left. I had around $4 in change, and my friend probably had around the same amount. My other friend still had enough in paper money to cover the entire 20% tip, so she was going to take our coins and leave bills instead. Simple enough. Well, my friend and I began counting out our change at the table to make sure we were all contributing the right amount. Suddenly, the waitress sees what we were doing and comes over to our table. At this point, my other friend hadn't gotten her cash out since we weren't ready to leave, so there were only coins on the table. The waitress starts screaming at us about how she didn't want to tip at all in coins and that it was very disrespectful for us to be leaving that as a tip. We tried to explain that we would be tipping in bills, we were just counting out how many coins we needed to give to our other friend first. She wouldn't listen to us or let us speak and just kept screaming. She actually said that getting no tip at all would be better than getting a tip all in coins, and kicked us and our coins out of the restaurant before we even knew what was happening. She kicked us out of the restaurant so fast we didn't even get a chance to leave our final tip. She actually made us take our coins with us, so she ended up with nothing. I get how annoying it is to have several dollars worth of coins on you, but she didn't even listen to us or let us finish getting our money together. Looking back, I wonder if she thought that as young teenagers we didn't know how to tip and were going to shortchange her. That wasn't true. There were also no issues during the meal. We weren't loud, messy, or disruptive. But still, if she had just waited for us to finish or calmly asked us about the coins, none of this would have happened and we could have left our tip as planned. First off, I would have went to the manager to complain because that was really rude. Second, money is money, yo. You should have taken that. Come on. Alright, that's all the stories we have for today. If you liked what you heard, subscribe for more content like this daily. Until next time, have an amazing day.